What's going on, guys? Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. So today I want to talk about why I just bought options in this incredibly undervalued stock, right? So disclaimer alert. So this is the first time I've ever bought options, right? So don't jump in head first just because I made this video, right? So I'm going to go through some of my reasonings of buying options, and I'm also experimenting, right? So of course, don't follow me into these trades, right? Do your own research and come to your own conclusions, right? So this is just me sharing what I'm doing. So I'm going to start off with the equity put call ratio, which is currently sitting at 0.75. So what this means is for every put that is bought, only 0.75 calls are bought. So basically you can see that we are very bearish. So what happens is option premiums will tend to be lower if you're very bearish, right? So on the call side, if you're very bearish, the options premiums for the call side will be very low. And on the put side, if everyone is very bullish, the put premiums will be very low, right? So that is just my general understanding. I don't know how to do all the Black-Scholes models and all, but this is just my general understanding, right? So you can see that the other put call ratios are all very low except for this one, right? So total put call ratio, because it includes, like, let's say indexes and also exchange traded put call ratios, right? So what I want to focus on is this fear and greed. So AAII sentiment bulls versus bear survey, right? So it's at a negative 43%, which you can see prior times were like in the 2008 financial crisis, and also I think this is 1989. So you can see that clearly we are very bearish, right? So what's the stock that I bought options on? So the stock that I bought options on is Meta Platforms, right, which is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, right? And also now Reality Labs. So I'm not really going to cover heavily the investment thesis for Meta, because I think everyone should know the investment thesis for Meta by now. But I will be going through some of the numbers. We can see that it's trading right at a 52-week low. If you take a look at the 1 year chart, this is where there was the devastating plunge that started this move down, right? So my options are only 6 months out, and I do expect to roll them, right? If they, let's say, if the results don't play out as I expect, right? So if it does play out as I expect, I might sell it and convert it into stock, right? So at this point in time, I think Facebook is a bit too undervalued for me to ignore. It's trading at an 11.3 PE, so everyone pricing like it's gonna die. Facebook is gonna be gone tomorrow, right? So even if that is the case, that it will eventually die off, you have to realize that matured and entrenched companies like this take a long time to die off, right? There will still be a lot of cash flows, a lot of stock buybacks and all that, right? And that is also part of the thesis for me, right? So the amazing thing is, if you take a look at the past 5 years, right, you've actually lost money in Meta stock. So you're down about a staggering 20% after 5 years, right? So that's like terrible results, right? But if we take a look at the past 5 years financials, right, revenue went from 40 billion to 120 billion. That's a 3x in revenue. So gross profit went from 35 billion to 96 billion, right? So that is also almost a 3x in revenue. So it's like a 2.8x. So you can see that this stock is clearly quite undervalued, right, if you use the same valuation metrics. But why did this stock collapse like this? That is always the important question, right? So this is where I have a different view from other people, right? So, but first let me get into why it collapsed. So it collapsed because it went from a growth story to a value story, right? Basically, if we take a look at Netflix stock, you can see the same thing happen, right? So it's down 66%, but if you take a look at the past 6 months, there is also a bounce, right? So a bounce of 44%, right? So this is actually what I'm playing for. I'm not looking for Meta to triple in the next 6 months, right? Because it's very hard for them to revert. So you can see that even though it's down from a 1 year all-time high of 682, there is a rally of 44%, and that is what I'm really playing for. So I'm not really looking for these like huge doubles or triples, right? I'm looking for a relief rally, and then I'm going to sell off the options and probably convert it into stock, right? And I think the bar has been set so low for Meta that it's easy to annihilate all these earnings reports, right? So if we take a look at Meta Platform earnings, right, you can see that why the stock is down so heavily, right? So revenue is down 1%. So it's no longer a growth story, went from a growth story to a value story. So if they can come in with a revenue beat, right? This will be incredibly powerful for revaluing the company, right? Because suddenly people are like, oh wait, maybe it was just a temporary dip, right? And we are coming back, right? So the other thing is net income obviously dropped like huge, right? 35%. This is because they're investing heavily into reality labs and all that. But they have been firing people, right? So I expect these numbers to improve, right? So because they might have overhired during the boom of like 2020 to 2022. So you can see the same thing with diluted EPS. Net profit margin is down as well due to the Apple update. So you can see a lot of negative factors hitting Facebook all at once, right? But I do believe they will be able to overcome all these things. That's why I'm buying the call options, right? So if I think that this company is gone, is gonna get destroyed, then I wouldn't be touching the call options at all, right? But if we take a look back at Meta stock, so I bought it around today. So I'm not saying that you can buy it at any price and still make money. But if you bought the stock over the next 5 years, I think you make money, right? But then again, that's what people probably said in October 2017, and now we're here, and after 5 years you've lost money in the stock, right? So that is also quite surprising for people who probably said, oh, you can never lose money in Facebook stock if you buy it here. So if you're enjoying the video so far, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button and press on all, right? So this will really help out the channel, and also watch till the end, right? Because obviously you don't want to miss any important information. So the last reason that I'm buying options instead of just pure stock, right, is also because I want to maintain my cash position, right? My outlook is that the market will continue deteriorating because of macro conditions and all that, right? But as investors, we really shouldn't focus too much on the macro, right? Because I expect the macro to be at the tail end already, right? So I did use macro on timing or all these things. So that's why I didn't step in until there was a huge decline in all the stocks that I wanted to buy, right? So now I still have about 60% of my portfolio in cash, right? So you can see I still have a hefty cash position, right? Maybe after today it'll be a bit less, maybe 50% or something like that, but still quite a hefty cash position because I don't believe this is over yet, right? So the rate hikes will continue to come. I think that is towards the tail end, but I do believe there will be an officially declared recession and also an earnings recession, right? So if there is an earnings recession, obviously the prices of these stocks will temporarily go down heavily, right? So that is why I want to maintain a cash position, and holding options also allows me to basically hold my cash position without feeling any FOMO, right? Because if this stock does really well, then yeah, hallelujah, I still have my cash, I still can buy even more, and then this stocks are doing really well, right? The last thing that I want to say is my view of the overall market will continue deteriorating, but individual stocks may not continue to deteriorate, right? Because you can see even in the dot-com bubble, actually Amazon bottomed out 1 year before the index bottomed out, right? So I'm not quite sure what to make of this, but in general, I do believe that individual stocks can outperform the market, especially in this kind of environments, right? Where if your stock beats earnings or heavily, you'll be rewarded, right? Because all the stocks have already been pummeled down so badly, right? But I do believe Meta, as it trades 11 PE, I do believe they can beat next earnings, and if they beat next earnings, hallelujah, we're going to be doing very well, right? And especially if the broad market continues to deteriorate, then I'll have more cash from this position to redeploy into other stocks, maybe smaller caps, right? Because I'm really not looking for Meta platforms to hit all-time highs again, and you know things like that. I'm looking for maybe a 50-60% rally where I can sell off my positions and basically buy other stocks, right? Or maybe even buy Meta stock if at the moment, at that time, it still looks incredibly undervalued, right? So yeah, that's about all I wanted to share in this video. If you did enjoy the video, do help me smash up the like button and comment below, right? What do you think of Meta stock? Do you think it's evil or whatever it is? In my opinion, I'm not really focusing on that much of the ethical side on this investment, because I do think they will sort these kind of things out, and these are just like problems with running a big business, right? Because even Google, that has made our lives so much better, is also facing anti-monopoly charges and all that things, right? So yeah, comment below what are your thoughts, right? And also do smash a subscribe and also hit the bell button if you want more content like this. With that being said, have a fantastic day ahead and peace out.